Welcome to the Chico Creates podcast, where we interview local artists, musicians, and makers here in Chico, California. I'm your host, Kira Barsodi, and this is a recording from our live show at the Chico Women's Club on September 12th, 2024. Enjoy!
Hi!
Hi.
All right, so final interview of the night. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Great. Ashley Penning is an illustrator and graphic designer with a passion for typography based in Chico, California. She is a senior designer working at Hybrid Apparel, but also does freelance work for local businesses like Equilateral Coffee and Chico Chai. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself beyond the bio.
Well, I'm from Chico. I did a short stint in the Bay Area post high school, but came back. Just had lots of good opportunities here. Worked at Fifth Sun, worked at Lulu's, and now I work remotely for Hybrid Apparel. But yeah, good community.
Yeah,
Good to be
for
here.
sure. Yeah. So you grew up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
grew up technically in Capay,
Okay.
which is outside of Orland. But went to Chico schools and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Chico was where stuff happened.
Yes. Yeah, not so much in Capay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Capay is beautiful in its own way.
It is beautiful, yes. Yeah.
Lots of orchards. So what's keeping you here?
Like everyone said, Chico's such a great community. I just feel like my family's here. I have a 2-year-old daughter, so just having her involved with family, and I've built a good community and network friends here. So yeah, happy to be in Chico. The nature, I feel like it's such a good balance of resources and opportunity, but also that slower pace. I love a slower pace. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have a favorite local spot or place to hang out?
Equilateral Coffee with 1078 Gallery, the park, like everyone has said. I just went to Melody Records over the weekend. That's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fun stop for sure. I always end up in the little rock shop behind it too.
I did not know there was a rock shop back there, and people keep telling me about it. I'm like, how did I not know?
No,
that
there's
was
like
there?
hidden crystal shops everywhere in town, and not so hidden ones. But yeah, no, they're a lot of fun. So tell us a little bit about your background in art.
I've been making art since I was a little kid, painting and drawing. Was a painting and drawing major for a while in college. Didn't know what I wanted to do, experimented a lot with sewing and some photography, kind of like tried a lot of things. Found printmaking, fell in love with printmaking. I am not a skilled printmaker, but fell in love with the process. And that's how I think fell in love with some typography stuff through screen printing. And then did kind of a pivot in college where I was like, I want to learn some other skill sets. I think I just couldn't find my path forward. I think graphic design felt like a path forward, so I switched majors to graphic design and ultimately ended up with a communication design degree with an art minor.
All right. Yeah. That seems like the way a lot of artists go is like graphic design seems like a good way to like have a stable career.
Yeah. I was like, this is how I job.
Yes. Yeah. But like your work is so like illustrative, at least all the freelance stuff you do.
Yeah. And that was all I think painting and drawing background I had. I love to draw. And then
It's evident.
Thank you. And then I think just adding that graphic design layer. Now I work a lot digitally.
Yeah, awesome. I love the current Equilateral shirt design that you have out.
Thank you.
I just every time I go in there, I'm like, I need to buy a shirt.
They're such good colors. They
Yes.
have good taste. Yeah.
Well, that's why I haven't bought one. It's like I don't know if I want the teal or the pink. I'm like, these are my favorite colors. How am I supposed to choose? Yeah. So what led you to, I guess, your current style?
Gosh, I mean, I feel like my style has been cultivated that's an annoying answer, but like my whole life,
Yes.
I do, I do a lot of like trend stuff for my job. So I am kind of like, I do a lot of like folders of things, like imagery. I kind of like do a dump and then I'll routinely look at like what themes are coming up. So I'd say like I'm like lately I've been doing a lot of like wavy typography, or a lot of like grain textures or like risograph textures. And I feel like some of that is finding like just doing a big dump and then finding like what's coming up for me that I want to explore next.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you like collecting images of things that you like?
Yeah.
Like almost like a, not analog because you're still doing digital files, but like an analog Pinterest board?
Oh yeah, it's definitely Pinterest, Instagram, just like all the folders. Like, I mean, I have some like folders on my phone and stuff too.
Yeah. Just stuff scrolled away and saved.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, something else I really like about your work is like, I know it's digital, but it has a very traditional feel. Like it looks like it's printed,
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like, there's so many different kinds of digital art. I like a more traditional look, so I'm glad that comes across.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I still like the tactile nature of in person, so I'm always kind of trying to strike that balance of texture and digital. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've struck it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any studio rituals or routines when you sit down to create, like for day job versus freelance?
It's kind of become very similar. I'm actually trying to like move away with my personal practice, how I work for work, because I work with creative directors and they send me, a mood board or inspiration, and then I'm kind of looking at what's in the market, and that's how I work for work. And then now I'm like, oh, that's how I work for myself too.
Yeah.
That's how I do it to myself.
How would you like to work?
I would like all these other people talking about how they meditate and do yoga and stuff. I'm like, that sounds awesome. I was like, I'm really wound up when I'm working for myself. So I might try to bring some of that into my personal practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of let things come to you versus.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. What is the best part about being an artist in Chico?
Like everyone said, definitely the community. I feel like people are so receptive to things and it's awesome. And like everyone becomes each other's like hype person. And you find such good little pockets of people doing similar things to you. And then sometimes it feels like, you make art for yourself, but then sometimes you're like, oh, but like I could just show it to people and people are so nice. And I don't know. It's like a nice little hype community. And like someone else said too, it's like, if you see a hole or something that needs to be filled, like you're like, oh, I could go do that and like cultivate that for the community. So that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you've done like, well, to tie into other guests tonight, you did the Witches Market poster, and like you're very involved in like small businesses, seems like, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. It's definitely, I'm where I wanted to be and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah. It's awesome. Do you have any ongoing or upcoming projects that you're excited about?
I have a new tea for Equilateral.
Yes.
New spoopy tea.
It's coming out?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I'll have to get that one.
I'm really excited about it. And then Witches Market, October 12th. I'll be tabling. Those are kind of my bigger things right now.
Yeah, awesome. Super cool. And how do you, as a fellow mother of an almost 2-year-old, how do you balance work and child and creative practice?
There is no balance.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the answer.
Yes.
It's a
It
lot
would
of
solve so many mental health crises happening.
I mean, now I feel like our daughters are. Do you have a daughter too? Right?
I have a son who's named Hazel.
I feel like they're similar ages.
Yes. Yeah.
Almost
Mine
2.
is 21 months.
Okay,
so
mine's
almost
20
2.
months.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it's getting slightly easier, but
it comes in waves.
it does. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the nights and weekends thing is still on for me. I'm just on my grind set,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, just figuring it out.
Yes.
Well, the problem is they change every couple of weeks.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So you've got to figure it out, and then it changes. And there's just no,
Yes.
there's no game plan. There's no manual. Like, I have all the books, and none of them are helping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you do, you have your creative day job, you do freelance work. Do you feel like you have, are you tired of being creative all the time, or do you still find an impulse to do personal projects?
I think I have to diversify a lot in order to stay interested. I feel like that's how I've kept being interested is just knowing when I have to switch gears for myself. I feel like when I was in college, I used to think of that as a bad thing. I felt like I had to pick a lane, and now I think of it as kind of a good thing where it's if I'm getting tired of something, I'll lately I've been researching quilting. I think I want to get into quilting.
I love that. That's one of those things where I'm like, if I had time for another hobby, it would be quilting.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how I kind of and then I feel like for whatever reason that'll lead itself into other work I do somehow.
Yeah. Well, I could totally see quilt patterns showing up in future designs.
Yeah,
for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Do we have any questions for Ashley?
Do you have a favorite subject matter? I'm not familiar with your art, so do you like drawing animals? Are you buildings? Are they landscapes? What do you do?
I do a lot of plants. I love plants, yes. I feel like plants, I like learning about them, and so I'm always looking for new ones, like Sienna was talking about, just especially local plants or native plants. I'm picking one, and as I'm drawing it, I'm learning about it, I guess. Yeah.
What fonts offer do you use?
I use a lot of Adobe fonts, just because if you have an Adobe, if you have an Adobe subscription, they're free to use commercially. Yeah. Yeah, they have their own portal, I guess. Yeah. I work a lot in Adobe, so that's mostly what I use right now. Yeah.
So, what are your favorite plants right now? What are one that's been really nice to draw?
You're gonna quiz me. I love yarrow. I feel like I've always loved drawing yarrow just because it's so intricate. That's a big one for me. Yeah. And wisteria maybe is another one because it's purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is purple your favorite color?
Yes.
It's also my favorite color. Also pink. I like pink a lot, in case that's not obvious. Yeah, purple, pink. Yeah. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Where can people find you online?
I'm on Instagram, ashley.penning, Penning, and then ashleypenning.com as well.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We've been running around, chasing every crowd, and I just want to believe everything you felt that night. Just want you to keep on loving me. You can't say the things that you do, but I'd love to waste a day on you. You said let go, and that's what I do. You can't say those things that you do. Without you around, I'm not the same. You're so sweet on me when it's good for you. And I just want to believe everything we felt that night. Just want you to keep on loving me. You can't say the things that you do. But I'd love to waste the day on you. You said let go, and that's what I'll do. You can't say those things that you do. You only call me when you're lonely, darling, when you're wanting something to change. You only call me when you're lonely, darling, when you're wanting things to go your way. Take your time, but don't go wasting mine. Take your time. You only call me when you're lonely, darling, when you're wanting something to change. You only call me when you're lonely, darling, when you're wanting things to go your way. Take your time, but don't go wasting mine. Take your time.
I'd like to thank our monthly supporters, Melissa Thede, Heather Leveroni, Dave and LaShawn Montoya, Christian Davila, Kaylee Huber, Troy German, Kate Thurkill, Bonnie Pipkin, Lindsay Hook, and Bree Epley. If you'd like to be added to the list of folks who are keeping the show going, follow the link in the show notes.